and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to open and close trades and how to stack those trades without blowing your account. Now, I told you about these tutorial videos. You're supposed to be taking them step by step. So I'm going to really slow it down and I'm going to take you through it step by step. So make sure you're ready and you have your MT5 open, okay? Remember, trades are placed on MT5, not on your broker. MT5 is where you place trades. Brokers are where you fund your money and link back to your MT5 so that you can use the money in the broker to trade. Where are you trading that money? On your MT5. What is MT5? This app right here, MetaTrader 5, is MT5. What is your broker? This app right here is Excel. So now let us go to the accounts that I created, the demo account that I created for the sake of this example. Wow, look at this trade I was on. 306K, it's $311 profit. Let's even look at what it looks like here. Is the market moving? Okay. Not really, sure. Wow, this beautiful trade. Anyways, that's by the way. Now, let me give you a fake signal for the sake of this tutorial. And we are going to do this on a pair that's actively moving. So let's say we're going to do it on, let's say GBP USD. Let's check if GBP USD is moving, okay? So let's check. Okay, good. GBP USD is moving. So now I'm going to just look at the market and generate a random signal. I'm going to show you how to place that signal. First, I'll show you the features of a signal, how to place that signal using MT5, and we're going to do it step by step, okay? Okay, so there are 6 different types of signals I'm going to show you how to place today. Okay, so let us start with this first one over here. It says buy GBP USD at this price. So now that at, the numbers after the at is what is a price. So what are the features of a signal? So you have the action, the entry, SL, and then the TPs. The action is whether you're buying or selling. The entry is the price at which you are actively entering the market. So when your trade starts running, the price at which it started running. SL is a protective mechanism. It is used to stop your loss so that you don't lose more money than intended, than you planned to. TP is your take profit, where you close your trade in profit and store the money in your account. So take profit is when the market will automatically close your trade in profit. So let us try to put this trade right now. As you can see, let's try to input it. So what am I going to do? Go to my MT5. Right now, I will assume that I don't have this GBP USD here. So let me just delete it. Let me delete it from here. All right, I'm just going to delete it. If it even allow me to delete. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Okay, so now let us say that I wanted to take GBP USD, but GBP USD was not in my quotes. So let's just say, for example, I want to take a trade and it's GBP JPY, but it's not in my quotes. What do you do? Okay, let's go back. Okay, so let us place this trade and see what that looks like. So what's the first step you do? Open your MT5. Once you open your MT5, this is the first place it's going to show you. It might show you your quotes, or it might open here as trades, or it might open here as settings, wherever. But what the first thing you want to do is go to quotes. If the pair you are looking for is not showing in these quotes, search it, GBP USD. It is showing. So let's search another pair, GBP JPY. As you can see, let's say they gave me a signal, just for the sake of an example. They gave me a signal that says buy or sell GBP JPY. I didn't see it in my quotes, and then I searched it. After searching it, I will click on the green plus. It will automatically add to my quotes. Now, for the sake of this example, what was the signal we were given? The signal we were given was GBP USD. So I'm going to tap on GBP USD. I'm going to tap on trade, right? Now, what did they say? They said buy GBP USD at 6660. Okay, so what are we going to do? First, we're going to look at the current market price. Do you see these numbers moving here? Those numbers are what showing you where the price is currently. So obviously, people who are selling will sell at a lower price. People who are buying will buy at a higher price. But this is the current market for the sell. This is the current market price for the buys. Now, what is it showing? 1.3276 is less than the current market price for buy. 1.32660. So obviously, this price. What price am I talking about? This entry price here, they told us to buy at this price. It is below the current market price, right? So what do we do now? Because we want to buy, listen carefully. When you are buying and they give you a signal that the entry is below current market price, what you're going to do is set a pending order known as what? Known as your buy limit. So I will tap on this place that says market execution. As you can see, there is a drop down menu. I will tap on market execution. Then I will tap on buy limit. Why? Because the entry price they gave us is lower than the current market price. If it is a sell limit, it will be completely different. I will show you later on. So what do? I simply just go copy that price that they gave us, copy the price. If it even allows me to copy, okay, it's not allowing me, but I'll just either I copy it or just type it in. 1.32660. That is my entry price. What is the SL? 1.32560. That's what I'm going to do. 1.32560. What is my take profit? I could choose to take TP1, TP2, TP3. So for the sake of this example, I will put TP1 alone. So I could do this 1.33. So sorry, that's supposed to be 1.32, not 1.33. But let's just put 1.32850. I will place the trade. Now it should show in orders, meaning that this trade is pending, right? If you see this, it means that the trade is pending. What does that mean? It means when the current market price, or if the current market price drops down to this particular price, the trade will automatically what? It will automatically activate and start running, just like this gold you see. Now this gold you're seeing here is static and not running because the market is closed. So if I even try to do anything here, it won't even let me because the market is closed. You see, market is closed, and because it's a public holiday. So what other time can market be closed? Public holidays and weekends. That's when market can be closed. So now let's say we have this our trade placed. I tap on it and I tap on chart. It's going to bring me to the chart. This is what it looks like, right? This is what it looks like. So when this price of the market reaches, so let me bring an arrow to explain. When these two lines come all the way down and touch this line here, right? When these two lines touch this line here, both of them, that is when this trade will automatically activate and start running, right? That is when. So now, before you decide whether or not to take such a trade, there are a few things you need to know. Number one, you need to know how much you are risking per trade. So now, let's say you've put this price, it's a pending order, so you can safely place the trade first and then decide. You place this trade and you see, okay, if you tap, so how did I get this? And then you want to see, so you place the trade and then you want to see how much you're risking. What do? You tap on any of the TP, buy limit, SL, anything, tap on it, right? You see this price at the left, 19 USD minus 10 USD. That is how much you're either going to make or lose when this trade starts running. So now, what is this process called? This process is called calculating your risk. So we have this trade that could potentially run. If this trade hits TP, you could make $19. If this trade hits SL, you could lose $10. You always need to know, always, before entering any single trade, how much you are risking or how much you are losing before deciding to take that trade. Why? Because you need to decide whether or not it is safe for you, it is safe for your capital size, and it is safe for your trading plan. If you're the kind of person that you cannot afford to lose $10 without feeling pained, then don't trade this, don't take this signal, or you reduce your risk. And I'll be showing you what I mean by that later on. Now, if you're the kind of person that, okay, if you lose $10, it won't shake your body, you can go ahead and place the trade. But remember, as you are placing the trade, whatever outcome, you must be okay with it. Why? Because you calculated your risk ahead of time. So in a situation where you place a trade, you calculate the risk. Actually, you're supposed to calculate the risk before placing the trade. The only reason I did it like this was to show you the first way to place a trade. I will show you the second way to place a trade now. The reason you calculate your risk is to know whether or not you are comfortable with that risk, whether or not your account can accommodate that risk, and whether or not it fits into your trading plan. So you understand soon what I mean by trading plan, but you should always have a trading plan when trading, because remember I told you I'm teaching you how to trade as an investor and as a business owner, not just how to trade as a gambler. So now, if I decide that this trade is okay for me, I will let it run. Once it activates, right, it will either go to TP or it goes to SL. But usually our trades go to TP, so you don't have to worry about that. But always account for SL and always know how much you're losing if a trade goes south, so that you are not left blindsided and confused. Look, it is simple math. Let us do it like this. Imagine, right, you have an account that is $100, right? Let's say you have an account that is $100. Hey, that's that thing. Okay, I don't know where that text went. Let me write it again. Enter text and tap on the chat to create an okay. $100. Okay, tap on the chat here. So now let's say you enter your account capital is $100, right? And let's put this $100 in black, color black. Let's put this $100 in color black because I'm going to show you something. Okay, now you enter a trade that's $100, and the risk of this particular trade is what? $10, right? Now, two things: the risk is always more important than the gain, because if you enter a trade and you lose your money, what do you have to gain? Nothing. So you must always prioritize that. So now 100. Okay. So now let's say you enter a trade, your account size is $100, and this SL is what? $10. You're going to risk $10. How much will you have left if it hits SL? What you have left is $90, which is not a bad price at all, right? So you still have enough room to cultivate. If it hit TP, how much are you going to make? $119, right? That's how much you're going to make. Now let us say you actually have an account of only $20, right? You have a $20 account. Let's turn this to black. So let us say you have a $20 account, and this trade, if it hits, you're going to lose $10. So let's do minus $10, right? Now what happens if this trade hits SL? How much will you have left? How much will you have left? You only have $10 left, literally. And if you enter, if that 10, okay, what you have left is $10. Some accounts won't even allow you to open a trade with, some brokers won't even allow you to open a trade with $10. Some brokers, some brokers do not allow you to open a trade with $10, number one. Number two, that $10 is not comfortable enough for you to actually be able to make money. Why? Because if you enter another trade exactly like this, you're going to lose that $10. So now you've lost your complete money because you are risking $10 twice. Meanwhile, somebody who had a $100 account risked $10 and was able to still have enough to recover. Listen to me and listen carefully. Trading is all about being able to recover. That is if you hit a loss, right? If you hit a loss, trading is all about winning, of course, but it's also about being able to recover when you hit a loss. Because look, trading is never 100%. Just like how you can never be 100% efficient in machines, you can never be 100% efficient in trading. So you have to have room for when you lose money. But if your room is just, you lose the first trade, $10, you lose the second trade, $10, that's your entire money gone. And what if that's the only $20 you have? How are you going to survive? So this thing of Forex is a game of maths, and it's not hard maths, it's just simple plus and minus maths. If I lose this thing 5 times, or if I lose this thing 3 times, will I be okay? Will I still have enough to recover? Because let me tell you something. As long as you still have capital, you are still able to trade and make something. Yes, there was a time I grew a $2 account to $100. As long as you still have capital, you are still able to trade the game. But if you lose all your money completely, then you now have to fund a new money afresh. And doing that back to back continually, especially if you're not seeing the results you need because you keep making mistakes, that might end up making your Forex journey not be as nice as you want it to be. So Forex is a thing of maths and it's a thing of sense. There are going to be other types of trades you can take. If this one is saying, okay, the maximum risk, the minimum risk for this trade, the SL is $10, and your account cannot carry a $10 loss, don't take the trade. If you know your account can't carry that trade, like if this trade hits, it's going to take literally more than half of my account, right? If you take that trade, that means you are gambling. Because you knew that this trade could literally leave you dry and high, but you still decided to take it regardless. That is not a calculated risk. That is a gamble. A calculated risk is saying, okay, I have $20. Maybe what I will do is risk like $5 or $4 per trade, which is why I also say $20 is too small to start a trade. I would say like $25 minimum, but averagely at least $50 would be a good starting point. Because you want to give yourself enough room for in case it is. So that when those in case it is happen, you will be able to recover. Because you can always recover a $10 account to $300. Do you get? It's all about knowing how to do it. And it's all about taking calculated risks. But you don't take calculated risks by taking trades just because, one, you're feeling left out. Everybody's trading and making money. You're feeling, oh my God, I'm seeing everybody trading. My account is small, so I can't trade. Let me just take the risk. As you have taken the risk, as you have decided to take that risk, whatever comes with taking the risk, please take it too. Don't make a decision and then come and cry later. Listen to this and listen carefully. If you take a trade that was not meant for your account, you did that knowingly, because I'll assume you did that knowingly because you're going to watch this video and I'm going to ask you, did you calculate your risk before entering? If you will say yes, and if you say no, I'll say, why didn't you? So you did that knowingly, and then it didn't go according to how you wanted. It hit SL, and you come to me and you start crying, oh my God, Didi, I don't know what to do. I have lost my trade. I've lost my account. I will not really know what to say to you because I've taught you the right thing to do. So that will be completely 100% your responsibility, because it is a thing of choice. Look, you can see 2 pieces of gold and decide to buy only one because you're trying to save money for transport. Well, if you buy the 2 pieces of gold and you don't have money for transport, who's going to take you home? Nobody. So you'll be ready to face the consequences of those actions. And that's the same in trading. So now I've showed you the first way of placing a trade. Let us place this trade again, and I'll show you the second way. So I'm going to delete this. So listen to how you delete a trade that you placed. You just tap on it, right? You see this place that says delete, and then you delete. That's literally it. So now let's go back. You've gotten a trade like this. What is the second way of placing it? Look here. You go to your chart. Make sure that it is showing the correct pair here, right? It's showing the correct pair. That's GBP USD, right? So let me clear this away. Then you go to your M1 or M15, wherever. But let's place this trade at M1. Reduce it a bit. How did I reduce it? I just put my hand here on this price place and then just dragged it like this. So dragging it reduces it. I can also make it smaller. Okay, no, I think this is smallest, but I can make it bigger by just zooming in on the chart itself. So the prices, if I drag it up and down, it will expand. If I zoom in on the chart, in and out, it will expand. Okay. Now, I will tap on this. You see this clock sign here? First thing I'll tap on is this thing that looks like a belt. I'll tap on that belt to see what the current market price is. Then I will tap on the clock sign, right? So what is the thing that I just did now? Step one, tap on the belt to see what current market price. As you can see, 1.3271, 1.3275. What is the second step? Tap on this clock icon. It will bring out this blue line. If you move your hand, you tap on the blue line. Not tap, just hold the blue line. Then you can move it. Not tap, remember, hold the blue line and you can move it. Now, what was the price that they gave us? They gave us 1.32660. So I will just simply move this to 1.32660, and at least I'll get as close as possible to that place. Let's just see we're close. Then what we are going to move it to very close to, if not 160. Okay. Now we will go back and we will look for the take profit. What is the take profit? 1.33. This was 1.32. 1.3285850. 1.32850. Okay, let's do that again. Tap, move to the price, right? Then tap on the TP. Tap on the TP. Then move the TP to the price that it says the TP should be at. Right? That is basically it. Oh, yeah, I'm even glad this is showing like this. It's a little bit hard. What happens is if you touch anywhere other than the lines that pops up, it will cancel. So just be careful when you're doing it. So how did I get it? I tapped on the clock sign. This blue line came on. I tapped on TP and I moved it to the price. Next thing, tap on SL. You will move the SL to the price of SL they gave you. What was the price of SL? 560. So I'll go to 560 and I'll put the SL there. That is it. Then you see this blue arrow here. Tap on it. It is going to give you this place that says place. Now, before we do that, let me do that again. Now, what do we do when you get a new signal? Let's say you get this signal afresh. So let's take that again. You get the signal afresh. What do? First thing, you make sure that you're in chart. So this is the second way to place the signal. Make sure you're in chart. You make sure that you're on the right pair, GBP USD, or you can come here, tap on the pair, GBP USD, tap on chart. Then you will click on this belt sign so that this number shows. It will tell you whether or not you should do a buy limit or a stop limit. How do you know it's a buy limit? If the price of entry given to you in the signal is lower than the current market price. So we know it's a buy limit. Next step, tap on this clock sign, move the blue line, that's hold it and move it. Don't tap it, hold it and move. If you tap, it's going to clear. Hold it and move it to the entry price that they gave you. Then tap on TP, hold the TP and move it to the TP they gave you, right? Move it to the TP they gave you. Tap on SL, hold the SL to the TP, to the SL that they gave you, right? To the SL that they gave you. Now you will look at the price. If you lose $10, don't look at the profits first though. You have to be strategic, remember. If you lose $10 from this trade, will you be okay? Yes. Will your account size, will your capital be okay? Yes. Does it align with your trading plan? Yes. If these three things match, you can simply place the trade. Will you be okay with losing this trade? Yes or no? No. Does it fit your account size? No. Does it match your trading plan? No. Will you be okay taking this trade? Yes. Does it fit your account size? No. Does it match your trading plan? No. Because if it doesn't match your trading plan, there's no way it's going to fit your account size. So make sure the three are yeses. Then you tap on this blue sign. Then you will tap on place. The trade will automatically place. If I tap on buy limit, it's going to bring the prices out again. So that is it. So that is one example of a trade, of how to place a trade. And so that is the second example of how to place a trade. So now let's go back to the slides real quick. How to place a trade. Open MetaTrader 5, go to quotes, tap on the pair you want to trade, tap the trade. You will see volume, which is your lot size. You see SL, which is your stop loss. You see take profit, which is your TP. You see buy by market or sell by market. You see buy. Buy means the price will go up. Remember, if you're buying, price is going up. If you're selling, price is going down. Let me say that again. If you're buying, price is going up. If you're selling, price is going down. Now, before you enter any trade, make sure you calculate your SL and your TP. Understood? Let's look at that one more time, because I know some of you will come and say, Didi, I didn't understand. So let's go. What did they say? The first step was, they said, go to your MT5. Now we're in our MT5. Go to quotes. Now we're in quotes. Tap on the trade. Go to trade. Tap on trade. We tap on trade. You will see what? You see these numbers here on top. This is your volume or your lot size. This is how much of your account you are going to be risking per trade. So if you tap on it, you can edit it like this. So the smallest for most currency pairs, the smallest lot size is 0.01, right? And I will show you what that looks like. So now, what was the other thing they said? So that is, you will see volume, lot size. We've put it at 0.01. 0.01 means you're risking the minimum, the most minimum amount of money. SL, what does SL mean? Stop loss. Take profit, what does take profit mean? TP. You see this thing that says fill policy, immediate or cancel, please ignore it, is not important. Next thing we see is sell by limit, buy by limit. So let's go back to the signal. Now let's go to to another type of signal. I'll show you how to place a very simple trade. One day they might send a signal that says buy now or sell now. They're not going to tell you the price. They're not going to tell you any other thing. Buy now, they've given you a take profit, they've given you a SL. You can still take that trade. Only if you are active when it was dropped. If they say buy now and you are not active like within the first 5 to 10 minutes, before you enter that trade, ask in the community, can I still take this trade? Is it still at entry? Let me say that again. If a trade is dropped, it says buy now or sell now, and you didn't see it immediately within the first 5 to 10 minutes, ask in the community, can I still take this trade? Can I still take this trade? Why? Because this type of trade is time sensitive. The price of the market is always moving. So you want to make sure that you enter at the time that they're telling you to buy, right? So now they said buy now. What do I do? You see this sell by market, buy by market. That is what is going to allow us to buy instantly. And that is what they call instant execution or market execution. So let's go and put our TP. We'll put our XL first, 560, right? 560. Then we'll put our TP 32850. Now they said buy now. So what am I going to do? I'm going to tap on buy by market. If they say sell now, I will tap on sell by market. So let us place the trade, buy now. So now I've placed the trade, it will be running. As you can see, the trade is active. How do you know a trade is active? You see these small blue arrows, they will show one, that the trade is active, two, at the price at which you entered, like at the point in time at which you entered the trade. So to show, you know how like in secondary school when they give us our graph, where the x-axis and the y-axis meet, there might be points there. So that's kind of the same thing. So it's showing the time, it's showing the time at which you enter the trade, and it's showing the price at which you enter the trade. That is what that blue arrow means. So now this trade is active, and if I tap on it, you can see that it is a little bit different. Why? You can see that in the other time I tapped on the trade, I was losing $10 to make $19. Now I'm losing $2 to make less than $1. Why? Two things. The first is your entry price. You can see that this price here that I entered at, right? This price here that I entered at is not the same price here. What does that mean for you? Your price of entry is very important. So now let me explain. Now the person that is giving you the signal, there's a reason that they said buy now. Probably that trade is about to take off or something. So the first thing is what? Your entry price. Now, the second thing is your lot size. Remember when I said your lot size or your volume is the amount of capital you are risking, the amount of your account. This is what allows you to gauge and measure. Kind of like if you open the tap small, only droplets of water come out. If you open the tap big, a lot of water come out. So that is kind of like what your volume or your lot size is. So as you can see, this lot size here is different from this lot size here. This is 0.01 and this is 0.1. There's going to be another course explaining how to know the lot size for your account. But for now, let me just tell you this. So let's imagine that your entry price was not a factor in this trade, right? So I'm going to close this trade for the sake of this example. But remember this price, 0.5. Okay, you know what? Let me not close it. Let me just pretend as if I want to open another trade. So now let us say that we want this trade here, this exact trade here, that was open at 0.1 to be open at 0.01. So to gauge how much we're going to risk from this trade, let us move the SL to the exact price that was given and move the TP to the exact price that was given. Oh, sorry, that was a mistake. Okay. Now, forget about this signal for now, this trade that's open for now. Just imagine it doesn't exist, because I want to show you something. What happens when you enter at the same exact price, but your lot size is a little bit different? Here you're risking $1 to make $1.89. Now, two things you must note. You're risking way less. That person with a $20 account could be able to enter this type of trade. Why? Because it is way within their range of risk. So they can be able to make this type of trade, make this type of profit, and slowly grow the account. They don't have the same freedom as someone with a bigger account to just risk $10 in one trade. So because they are calculative and they are good risk takers, they know that it is just better to just grow the account small. As the account is growing, you can risk more later, right? So what happens when your lot size is different, but your point of entry is exactly the same? Your lot size is going to guarantee it's exactly the same. Your lot size is what helps you manage how much of your account. Your lot size is what helps you manage how much of your account you're willing to stake on the market, right? So you can just choose the percent of your account you're willing to stake on the market. So now what happens if I increase this lot size? This is where the lot size is showing, by the way. If I increase this lot size from 0.01 to, let's say, 0.2, how much are we going to have? Let's see. Now it has increased from $2 to 3.78, meaning I'm risking $2 to make 3.78. Not bad. Let's see if we increase it to 0.03. $3 to make 5.67. At this point, you should notice a pattern. Per 0.01 increase, you get an exponential of the original number. Let me explain this in simple terms. If I have 0.01 and I'm risking $1, and I have 0.02, I'll be risking $2. If I have 0.01 and I'm risking $1, and I have 0.03, I'll be risking $3. If I have 0.01 and I'm risking $1, and I have 0.04, I'll be risking $4. If I have 0.05 and I have 0.01 and I'm risking $1, I open 0.05, I'm risking what? $5. So like that. 0.01 is the minimum. The increase in lot size by that number will tell you how much you're going to make. So let's say I'm going to risk a trade and I'm risking $2 with 0.01. How much would that be with 0.03? Simple. $2 times 3, 6. So that means if I open a trade that I would have lost $2 with 0.01, when I open that same trade with 0.03, because 2 from the $2 I'm risking with 0.01 and 3 from the 0.03, because of they are multiplied together, I'll be risking $6. Meaning if I'm risking $2 with 0.01, I'm making $6 with 0.03. It is simple math, but you don't need to do the math yourself. Why? Because you see this number you can change here. It will automatically do it for you. So now let us change this to 5. You see how it will just automatically change. Did you see that? It has now changed to risking 0.05. Using 0.05, I'm risking $5. So now, because you have sense, you'll be able to decide, okay, what is the safest lot size I can use that will allow me to get profits without passing my loss limit. You in your heart should know what your loss limit is based off of your capital size and based off of your trading plan, right? So let's say you know what your loss limit is, and your loss limit is $3 per trade. If you risk 0.01 and you're losing $3, or you're losing $1 for this 0.01, it means you can open 2 more 0.01s, and that would risk $3 for you comfortably, and you'll be able to make, how much are you making with 0.03? You'll be able to make 5.67. Now, 2 things you need to know. If you open 0. Okay, so I hope you understand. Okay, so I hope you understand what I just explained. If you don't understand, don't worry. There are still videos down the line explaining this in depth, right? For now, what we're learning how to do is copy and paste the signals using the different methods. So, now that we have done that, let us go to another type of signal and place. So I'm going to close this trade that is running now. How do you close? Tap on trade, you see close. Tap on close, close market buy. Tap on that. Then to delete, I'll tap on the trade, tap on delete, then delete, shaking off. Now, let us say you have a signal like this that is giving you a range. How will you place it? It's literally almost the same thing. So now, what have we covered so far? We have talked about how to place a pending buy limit order. We have covered how to place a pending buy limit order. We have covered how to place a market execution buy now order, right? So if it's for a sell limit, it's exactly the same. But I'm going to show you an example. But first, I want to show you a different type of market execution signal you could get. So let us say you get this type of signal that has a range. As you can see, I have a range 1.32750 to 1.32880. How do I place the signal? First off, what you need to know is a range means anywhere in between. So if you come to the trade and it is in between this 1.32750 and it is also in between 1.32880, as long as it is either at that price or in between, you can place it. So let us go to the trade, to the chart, and let us go to the chart and look at what that looks like in real time. So right here, they said what? Buy now, meaning market execution, instant execution. There's a third type of way on how to place a signal that I haven't shown you yet, and I'm going to show you that now. So they said buy now, and they gave a range between 1.3275 and 1.32880. And we come here, we see that we have actually skipped, like we've missed the 1.3275. How do we know? You see this red line? That is what indicates the current market price for a buy. So if I'm buying, it is not this green line that's going to activate, it is the red line that's going to activate. So listen carefully because I'm about to show you. So listen carefully because I'm about to show you what this looks like in real time. The first thing, this market is about to actually reach that price. I don't want it to reach that price. I want us to quickly place this. So the first thing we do is what? We always check how much am I risking if I enter this trade. We check, put the price. This is just to check. So we're not going to enter with this. We're just going to use this to check, right? So put SL where they gave us the SL. What was the SL? 1.32860 because it is a sell, right? 328. Hey, that doesn't make sense. Let's say 1.32960. So let's just use that 1.32960. So the first thing, you put your SL, put your TP. Is it something you're okay with? What's the TP? 1.32700. 1.32700. Are you okay risking $1.3 to make $1.3? The answer is yes. The answer is no. Decide, but make sure you calculate this first. Remember, I said we clicked on the clock sign only to do what? Only to calculate the price of, only to calculate the risk. Now they said buy now, and we see why within that range that was given. Sorry, they said sell now, and we see why within that range that was given. Because it is a sell. This is where the price is going to sell from. Wait. Because it is a sell, the price is going to sell from the green line. Why? Because this red line indicates the current market price for a buy. The green line indicates the current market price for a sell. Because they say sell now, what did I click? I clicked on this sell here. Now, let's say I want to open another position. I'll just click on the sell. That is it. Literally, I clicked on this sell and the position opened. Right? Now, the only reason that I entered like this is because I'm showing you. But on a normal day, Okay, so let's say, so now that we know that, okay, so now we know that, okay, for entering from this price, right, we entered within the range that was given. Hold on, I don't think I explain this well. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the first thing we do is check how much we're risking, right? So I will put this, my clock line here. Why? Because the green line is what shows the price of the sell, not the red line. The red line shows the current market price of the buy. The green line shows the current market price of the sell. So I will tap on my SL and I'll move the SL to where? To the SL that was given to us, which is 960, right? It shows 860 there, but we're just using 960 for the sake of this example. Now, because we're still within this range, which is what 1.32750 or 1.32880, and we're using the green line to gauge, not the red line. Why? Because the green line is the one that says the price for sells. We put TP, we move the TP to where they said, which is 700. Are you okay risking $1.5 to make $700? The answer is yes. Answer is no. Whatever you decide. Now that you decided, will you enter the trade? Depending on your answer, let's say you decide yes. So you click on what? You click on this cell here. Tap on the cell, and then remember the trade is active. So now that the trade is active, obviously there's no SL and there's no TP. How do we set it? Tap on the trade that's active. Tap on TP. Move the TP to the TP that they gave us, which is what 700. Right? Tap on SL. Move the SL to the price they gave us, which is 1.32960. Let's see, 960. Then what? Tap on the blue arrow, then tap on modify. Then the trade is placed properly. So now remember, we calculated what? The risk first, then we enter the trade, and then we put the SL and TP. We calculated the risk first. Why? Because we wanted to know how much we were risking. We put the SL and TP after we were sure that we were okay risking that. Okay, so that is basically it.
Iterate that it means you can enter anywhere between the two prices. So whether you're entering between 1.32750 or 1.32880, or in between the prices in between it means as long as it is within this range, you can take the trade. And then sometimes, different points give you different profit, right?
I'm going to close this trade since I've showed you now. So what have we done so far? We have done buy limits. We have done buy market execution, which is buy now with no price given. Then we have done sell now with a range given. We have done buy now. Okay, we've not done buy now with a range given, but we have done the important things. So now you know how to place a buy limit. It's the same way to place a sell limit. So let's do like we want to place a sell limit, okay? So they gave sell. Okay, no, let's not use that. We can't even use that either. Because it's the price. Okay, now let's talk about how to place a sell limit using we're going to use the two methods. We're going to use the two methods and then to make sure that I really drive the point home. So now, what was the entry? 1.32900. How do we know it is a sell limit? Let's open the chart and see. First thing we know is that the current market price is below the price given to enter. Look at this. This is the current market price. What's current market price? 1.3247. 1.32821. Wait, 1.32812. Why do we say 812 and not 850? Because 812, the green line, is the current market price for sales. The red line is the current market price for buys. So now, where are we supposed to enter from? We're supposed to enter from 1.32900. So how do we know it's a sell limit? Because the entry price given is higher than the current market price. Remember, in a buy limit, you know it's a buy limit because the entry price given is lower than the current market price. And in a sell limit, you know it's a sell limit because the entry price given is higher than the current market price. Should I say that one more time? In a buy limit, you know it's a buy limit because the entry price given is lower than the current market price. In a sell limit, you know it is a sell limit because the entry price given is higher than the current market price. So what is the first thing we do to try the example I gave you? Click on the clock sign, move the clock sign to the entry price given, which is 1.32900, right? 900, not 902. 900, not 902. Now, what is the next step? SL, check how much you're risking. What's the SL that was given? 1.32950. So I'm going to tap on SL and move the SL to the price that was given, 1.32950. Perfect. So we're going to risk, let's go back to our 0.1. Just for the sake of this example, okay? Meaning we're risking $5. Then if I tap on TP, how much are we going to make? What is TP? 1.32700. 1.32700. Right? So now I know we're risking $5 to make $20, which is not a bad trade at all. So how do we now set this in stone? We tap on the plus minus. Are we okay with the loss? Yes. Does the loss affect match our capitals? Does the loss match our capital size? Yes. Does the loss match our trading plan? Yes. So what do? We tap on the blue arrow, tap on place. So that is it. Now let's say you want to open a let's now use the second type of entry, the second type of way to enter a trade to place this trade. So we'll go to quotes, we go to the trade, we tap on the trade, GBP USD, we tap on trade. Now here, we tap on trade. Now here, as you can see, it is showing what? Market execution. And we know we're not supposed to use market execution. Why? Because we know it is a sell limit. How do we know it's a sell limit? Because the price given, the entry price given is higher than the current market price. How do we know the current market price? These price numbers running here show the current market price. And which one should we be looking at since we're entering sell? This one over here on top of sell by market. So what do? We tap on market execution, drop down menu comes, we tap on sell limit, and then we simply place the price as was given. So we simply copy and paste that into the chart. What is the stop loss? Stop loss is given 1.32950. Copy and paste that into the chart. What is the take profit? We use take profit 1. Copy and paste that into the chart, into the place. Paste. That is simply it. Any other thing to change, we'll check our volume. Remember, we already checked how much we're risking earlier, right? So we know it's for risking $5. If we reduce it to 0.01, we'll be risking 0.05. Anyways, you get the point. So place, and now the order is placed. Now, did you notice something? I have two orders, the same entry, same TP, and the SL. I'm able to place multiple trades with the same TP, the same entry price, the same lot size. I can even change any of the things I just mentioned now. I know that I can still open multiple positions. We'll come back to that very soon. So now, I hope you understand. Now, the next type of trade we're going to do, because we're not done, is a sell stop. So let me give you a signal that shows a good sell stop. Okay, so you get a signal like this. How do you place it? Let's go to the chart and check. How do we know it is a sell stop? So first, I will click on the clock sign and bring it. Now, a sell stop, pay attention, is when the entry price given is lower than the current market price in a sell order. Let me say that again. If you are given a sell order and the entry price they gave you is lower than the current market price, that is going to be what? A sell stop. So now, as you can see, I'm putting it lower than the current market price, but it is still showing buy limit. What do? You see this button here that says buy limit. Simply tap on it, it will change to sell stop. Now move it to the price I was given, which is 1.32600. Right? 1.32600. Then what was SL that was given? SL 1.32950. 1.32950. Remember, this is just a baby signal. This is not how most signals will be, but I'm just using this to give an example. What's TP? 1.32. Obviously, I can't use 1.32700. Okay, so for the sake of this example, I'll use 1.32200 because that's, as I told you, is a fake signal. I didn't even account for certain things. Okay. Perfect. This is going to allow me, just imagine it as 200. I beg, I don't get strength. Now, two things you notice here. What's the first thing? We had to tap on that buy limit button to change it to a sell stop, because remember, in a buy limit, the market entry price that is given to you in the signal is lower than the market's current price. Remember that. But in a sell stop, it is the same thing, but instead of buying, you're selling. So what do we expect? It means that we are expecting this current market price, this green candle, to come all the way down and touch this trade, activate it, and then continue going down. That is basically it. So that is what the sell stop means. In a sell limit, what we expect is for the price to go up, touch the price that was given. Let's say it was 900. Remember when it was given, we were given 900, and then start buying that. go up, like this current market price now, this green candle, you go up, top the price given, and then sell down to TP. But in a sell stop, we're expecting the price as it is down to go down, activate the trade, and continue going down. So it just depends on what the pricing that gave you the signal, saw in the market. So as a copy paste trader, you might not have understood what they saw, but just in case you see a sell order, they say sell, they give you an entry price. The entry price is lower than the current market price. That is what a sell stop. Now let us talk about risk management. Over here, we're risking $35 to make $40. Now let us imagine your capital size is $50 and you're risking $35 to make $40. Should you take that trade? No, you shouldn't take that trade. Why? Because it is too much for your small $50 account. If you lose $35, how much will you have left? Only $25. In fact, you won't even have $25 left. You have $15 left. That's literally your entire account gone. So whether or not this trade hits TP, or you really want to make $40, $40 sounds like a good price. If you're risking $35 and $35 is more than half of your account, it is not worth it. So in this kind of situation, what do? You reduce your lot size. So let's reduce it to 0.05 and see what the risk is. $17 to make $20. Not bad. So let's do the math. If you have a $50 account and you're risking $17, how much will you have left? What you have left is $37. Is this a good trade to take? Sorry, $33. Let's say $32.5. Is this a good trade to take? No, because you're still risking too much of your account. If you have opened this trade 2 or 3 times, the entire account is gone. So you can't take this trade. Yes, the profit looks so nice and sweet, but until your account is actually at a point where it can't carry this trade, you need to play smart and play smart the right way. So what do? We're going to reduce the lot size. Again, let's try 0.03. If you have a $50 account and you lose $10.5, is that a good trade? Well, I would say it is not bad, but we can do better. So now, if you're a risk taker, I would say, okay, you can try and take this. It is not too bad, right? But if you're somebody that that you genuinely cannot afford losing this $50 account, I would advise you to go with 0.02. So how much are you risking? $7. $7 to make $8. If you make $8 from this trade in a day, the next signal you make $6. The next signal you make $5. That's what 8 plus 6, 14, plus 5, 19. You made $19 in a day. Let's say the next day you make the same $19 or $22. You see how your profit will be increasing. So in as much as it feels like, oh my God, let me make all the profit in one single trade, my dear, you don't need to. You can compound. You can take your time, especially if you can afford the risk. Like, you can afford $50 every time, back to back. Then you can risk it. But if you know in your heart of hearts that you cannot afford that risk, my dear, please play smart. Your account will definitely grow if you keep taking trades and it keeps hitting TP every single day. Okay? So now let's say that we see this trade and we like it. What do? Tap on the blue sign, tap on modify, tap on place. Shikina, the trade is placed now. So what have we learned so far? We have learned how to set a buy limit. We have learned how to set a buy now trade without an entry price given, right? We have learned how to set a sell limit. We have learned how to set a sell now limit, a sell now trade where the entry price range is given. And now we have learned how to trade a sell stop. So let us do another example with a buy stop, but using the second type of entry the second type of way of placing a trade. I'm not going to delete this. So let's say you're giving this trade. How do you place it? Let's go to the MetaTrader 5. So now what do? We go to quotes, we tap on the trade, on the pair, we tap on trade. Now it will show like this at market execution. Let us go back to the trade. What was the entry price? They said buy GBP USD at. You see this at, wherever you see this at, that is giving you the entry price at 1.32900. So we come here, 1.32900. Which of the numbers are we looking at here? We're looking at the one on top of buy by market. 1.32845. 1.32845 is less than 1.32900.
Now this is a perfect example.
Yes.
Of a buy
So what
stop.
do we do?
When the price of entry higher than the current market price. As you can see, what was the entry? 1.32900. What is the current market price? 1.3284. 1.3284 is lower than 1.32900. So what does that mean? We're expecting the market to buy, get up to the point of 1.32900, activate, and then continue buying, right?
So let's see how that plays out. So you tap market execution, it will bring out this menu, tap on buy stop, put your order. We enter the price given, 1.32900. We enter the stop loss, which is what? 1.3286. Okay, that's not correct. Okay, let's put 1.32. Okay, 860. Yeah, 860 is okay. Then take profit. Let's say we put the first one, 1.33150. Then we place. Now, as we've placed this trade, we can go and check, does this align with us? So let's tap on it. So we're risking 0.02. We're using 0.02 lot size, where we're risking 0.80 cents to make $5. Now, is that a good risk? Is it within your trading plan? Yes. Is it within your capital size? Yes. Are you comfortable with it? Yes. So what do? We leave it. But let's say it was showing like $40 now, risk $40, and we've already placed the trade. What do you do next? Just delete it, like literally delete. Tap on this delete button and delete it. So now that we placed the trade, we see that we've calculated the risk. We're okay with the risk. We can let the trade run. How do you know the trade is active? When this red line meets this and see, because it is a buy stop, the order, the trade will automatically what? The current market price. Wait. And even the SL is above the current market price, meaning that once the trade activates, we expect current market price will rise all the way up and touch the pending order, which is in this case the buy stop. So this is literally how it looks. So now let's say we wanted to do buy now. What do? We press on buy now. Did you see that it was on the red line that the buy opened? Let's say we want to sell now. You see that it was on the green line that the sell opened. I just had to do that to show you. So now let me show you how to do a bulk operation. Tap on these three dots. You see this, close all positions. I just close all positions. Then let's say I want to delete this. Tap on delete. But yeah, I'm not deleting it yet. It's something I want to show you. 0.02. I want to explain to you what you see here. Let's start with this GBP USD. What does it show you? 0 at 1.3290. What is that 1.3290? That is the entry price. Now let us look at this gold that's running now. We have 3295.06 and we have a second price, 3326.21. What do these prices mean? You see this 3295.06? That is your entry price. So if you're in a trade that says, someone says, oh, what was your entry price? This first number directly under the pair is your entry price. So what is this other number here? This other number is the current market price. So let us tap on chart and then go and look at it. Okay, so we're going to look for when I entered this trade. Do you see when I entered the trade at 3295.06? How do I know? Because the blue arrow tells me the price I entered the trade and the time at which I entered the trade. So how do I know that this 332.26.21 was the price that the market is at currently? Look at it. It's literally showing there 3326.6.21. So let me bring my arrow. I'll show you. Look at. Literally, that is it. So trade is pretty simple. That's what you need to do, right? And I showed you the different types of. Another way to place a trade is by clicking this plus sign you see here. That one is also pretty straightforward. So you go to MT5 now, click the plus sign, and then just follow the instructions, just like I showed you. Now let me give you a light assignment. Just the next signals you see that are sent to the live signal channels, try placing it using all the styles I showed you in your demo accounts. Okay, just try it and keep trying it until you get it right without any confusion, and keep referring back to this video. Honestly, as you can see, it's painfully detailed. Okay, so we've looked at how to place a trade. We've understood this. We've looked at how to close a trade. Pretty simple. Go to the trade tab. What is the trade tab? Let me show you. Go to the trade tab. This is the trade tab. Long press on the open trade. This is an open place, so let's long press on it. Tap close order. You can see close position, and then drag the yellow line to partially close, or tap the red line. Okay, and then just tap on close, and then just tap on close. Obviously it won't close because market is literally closed, but you get the point. Anyways, if you're trading without knowing how to close the trade, you're already in trouble. So my dear, make sure you practice this while you're practicing your assignment. Now, how do you stack a trade safely? Remember when I opened 2 GBP USD positions and I told you could open multiple trades with the same TP, same lot size, or multiple trades with different TPs and different lot size. However you want to open it, just so that you can open multiple trades. So what does that mean? It means that you have to use that power wisely, meaning you can only open as much as your margin and risk will allow. So imagine opening 4 positions at 0.01. It's the exact same thing as opening 0.04, because normally it shouldn't be, but your broker is going to see the risk as exactly the same. So don't try to be smart and say, oh, okay, so I'm opening 0.04 and risking everything. I will open with 0.01, but I'll open it 4 times. My dear, it's the exact same risk. So please don't try to be smart about that. Like, always know how much you're risking. If you're going to open multiple positions, add up all the risk, all the SL points of all the positions, add up all of them. That will tell you how much you're risking in the entire trade. So please be smart about that. Don't just stack trades just because you want to make more money. Stack only if your capital and lot size can handle it. Now, here are some common mistakes you should avoid that can actually blow your account. The first one, using 0.1 lots on a 20k capital. Also the same thing I say, using 0.1 lots on a small account because you want to make more money. I've already explained this during the tutorial, but the reason I'm saying this again is because honestly, it is better for you to fight and live another day than to lose your entire account in one trade. It is very painful, especially if you don't have the funds to keep trading. Another thing is forgetting to set your SL or TP. Look, a lot of beginners think they're smart. Oh my god, coach, I'm making a lot of profit because I've not hit put SL. Okay. First off, by the time your account will blow, as in without like let me tell you something. Your account can completely blow whether or not you put SL. What does blowing mean? It means that all the money in your account is wiped. How does this happen if you're an active trade? If you open a 20k account, right, and you're on a trade, and the trade keeps going opposite your direction all the way to it reaches 20k, that trade is going to close whether or not you put SL. So always be safe. Always put your SL, always put your TP, especially because you never know when network will wire you one unfortunate thing. Anyways, always put your SL, always put your TP. Then closing in panic just because the trade went red for 2 minutes. Do you remember in the beginning of this video, I placed a trade, and immediately I placed that trade, a few minutes later, it went red into massive loss, and then it went back up into massive profits. That is exactly how trading is. Just because you're in a loss for a while, sometimes it could pass 2 minutes, sometimes you could be in loss for like hours. As long as your SL hasn't hit, that trade still has a chance of potentially changing around and hitting TP. So 1, if you have not been told by the person that gave you the signal whether or not to close the trade, you don't close the trade. 2, if your SL hasn't hit, you don't close the trade. So in case you're like, oh my god, but I don't want to risk. Didn't you know how much you are risking before you entered that trade? Did you not know what the end result could be if SL hits? Remember, always calculate your risk before entering a trade. Don't just do it, oh my god, it's going to be so nice if this trade hits TP. Yes, it's going to be nice if you hit TP, but it's going to be unfortunate if you hit SL. So it's going to be unfortunate if you hit SL. So don't chew more than you can swallow, so that when the trade is in loss and it hasn't hit SL, your heart is palpitating. No, my dear. Prioritize yourself. Choose what is right for your account, and don't just close in red for no reason, unless you've been told to do so by the signal provider, or your SL hits. It could literally just go and then it could literally go in loss for a bit and reverse and hit all TPs. That is literally how trading is. Then the next thing is stacking multiple positions randomly and blowing your margin. Guys, I'll explain what margin means in a different video, but margin just basically means like your entire account, right? Don't just stack carelessly. You have to remember, everything here is calculated. If you want to open multiple positions, have you added the sum total of all the losses of all the positions? What you're risking from each position? Have you added the sum total? If you've added it, are you comfortable with that? If the answer is yes, is your account comfortable with that? Most importantly, will you lose your account if this trade hits SL? You see, all these things are very, very important. Okay? Now, if you go and then you go and do some mistakes and you blow your account, you now come and say, look, I don't know what happened. I just entered and the trade disappeared. My dear, please rewatch this entire video because you must have done something wrong. But what really happens if you actually entered a trade and then the trade disappeared? Most likely either the SL has hit or the TP has hit. So most likely the TP has hit. But then if the trade hasn't even finished running and it closes for you automatically, like the trade just closes, it doesn't hit SL, it just closes and you see your balance is 0. My dear, your account has blown. So please Okay, now what I want you to do is, after watching this video, after practicing, as time goes on, the more you trade, just come back to this video, master it, because nobody is going to help you recover a blown account if you refuse to learn the simple stuff. I've taken my time to be very detailed in this video. That's why this video is so long. No one else will give you this kind of detailed information. So make sure that you actually understand. If you finish watching this video, there's some things you don't understand, you can go back, right? Watch it again, take notes, right? Because there's a lot of important facts you don't want to miss. And honestly, it's really sad if you blow an account for all of these reasons here. Blow your account is not really normal. Although as a beginner, yes, you can blow your account, but blow your account constantly, back to back to back, it's not normal. There's one more thing I want to add. Listen, if you fund $5, $10, $20, even $25, I start crying, oh, I keep blowing my account. My dear, that money is too small to hold any significant trade. $25 is even manageable. You see, you fund $5 multiple times. You're funding $5, $10, $15, $20, and you're losing the entire account. That is not even considered blowing of account, because that was not money for trading to begin with. I'm sorry if that is your last card, but that is just the truth. That money is way too small for you to even consider that being a blown account. So don't say, oh my God, coach, I always blow my account. I don't know. You're not always blowing your account if your account is just $5. $5 is not even up to the SL price. It's way too small to do anything. So it's not even considered blowing your account. It's just considered being reckless. It's better to save a little bit, let the money be much, than funding $5 today, fund $5 tomorrow, fund $5 next tomorrow. Why don't you just save the money and fund one big account size once, and know that you're trading well, you're trading comfortably. Then tomorrow you're funding $5, $10, $15, $20. It won't really do much for you, especially because you're a beginner. Okay. Now we've covered how to place stop profit. We've covered how to place stop loss and how to take profit properly. Let's go over it again. First of all, the people who make money consistently in forex are not always the ones with the best entries. They're the ones who know how to protect their account when things don't go as planned. That is where your stop loss and your take profit come in. And if you're not using them properly, you're putting your money at risk unnecessarily. So what is stop loss, aka SL? SL is the maximum loss you're willing to take on a trade, right? The maximum loss you're willing to take on a trade. Once the market hits this level, the trade will close automatically, protecting your account from wiping out in your sleep. So if you buy gold at 2,300 and the SL is 2,280, that means you're only willing to lose like 20 pips, which is $20 on that's not 20 pips. That's actually not 20 pips. That's actually 200 pips. Sorry, that was a typo. That's actually 200 pips. But you get the point. The point is, if you're losing 2,300, that's your entry price. Your SL is 2,080 naira, 2,280. Your SL is 2,000. God. Your SL is 2,280. With a 0.01 lot size, you're risking $20 on that trade. So even if this trade continues running from 2,280 to 2,250 to 2,200, whatever, as long as you've set your stop loss, all those other losses that would possibly come after that price are none of your business. Why? Because you have already calculated what the maximum amount of money you are willing to lose is, and if it closes, it has closed. You wait for another signal and you recover. Okay. Now, what is take profit? Take profit is your target profit level. When price hits this level, your trade will close in profit automatically, and you don't have to sit and stare at the screen 247. Okay, so if your take profit is 2,340 and price hits that, your trade will close automatically, and you bag your money, meaning you can withdraw. You can't withdraw a trade that's currently running. Like, the trade is still active. So unless it hits your take profit and it saves in your broker, then you can withdraw. So I've already explained to you how to set take profit. Now I forgot to mention something. You can actually edit a trade after entering. So let me show you. So I'll just use this trade that's running. Although the trade, you know what? Let me just open a position in this GBP USD and use that. So let's just do a sell by market. Okay. So now, how do you edit it? You tap on the trade or you long press. You don't really need to long press. Just tap on it. Then you see this thing that says modify. You can modify it. Then put whatever price you want. I'm just putting this randomly. And then tap on modify. So let's say I have this trade that I had already set like this, and I want to modify it. Just simply do that. 650. and modify. Another way to do it is by coming to the trade here, tap on the active trade. This is the active trade. Move your TP however you want. Tap on the blue line, the blue arrow, then modify. You can also do the same with your SL. Move your SL however you want. Tap on the blue, modify. So you can actually edit a trade that's running, and you can also edit you can also reduce the lot size. You can't increase the lot size, but you can reduce it, and you can only reduce the lot size when the lot size used is more than 0.01. So let me say that again. You can reduce the lot size of a trade, but you cannot increase the lot size of you can reduce the lot size of an active trade, but you cannot increase the lot size of an active trade. 2, what's the graphic stuff? I can't remember what 2 was. Anyways, let's close position and I'll show you how to do it. Oh yeah, I remember. 2, you can only do that when the lot size is more than 0.01. So let me show you. So I tap on this close position. You see this lot size area here. I just go and I say, okay, I want to reduce my lot size by 0.03. What do? I just change it to 0.03. Then I close this market. So they say close sell with this 0.03. Make sure that it's showing 0.03, not 0.1. So it's going to close the market. It's going to close some part of it. So you can see some part of it has closed in 0.03, right? And I still have 0.07 running. So let's say I want to close like 0.05. What do? I just do this, right? Reduce it to 0.05. Make sure it's showing 0.05 here, and then I close. So now the trade is already using 0.05. Already close small. So guys, this is done in case you might be in profit and you want to secure some of your profits. I will talk about this later. But this is done. If you're in profit, you want to secure your profit, you can do this. And then 2, if you're in loss and you realize that, okay, I might have actually risked more than I can swallow, before this trade goes into more loss, let me just reduce my lot size. You can do that. So let's say you want to close the trade normally. Tap on it, tap on close, and then close the trade. So pretty straightforward, I know. Now, let us go. Why does this matter? Look, even good trades can go wrong. I think I've actually hammered on this multiple times. You can have a very good trade, but because of anything, maybe market manipulation or a liquidity sweep, I know that's not what I mean, but the trade might not end up going right. Smart traders account for this, which is why they don't just enter a trade. They use their SL from losing more than they are willing to lose. They use their TP to make sure that they don't miss out on profits because of whatever reason. So you make sure that you secure your profit. Sometimes the trade could just literally use one candle and push up. It will just push up and push down immediately. But because you put your TP, as it pushes up, it closes immediately. What if you wanted to close automatically? There's no way you're able to catch that fast movement. Honestly, let me show you what I mean. So let's say this is a trade, right? This trade is running. This arrow, imagine this arrow is a candle, right? It's like this, just small. Just very small. Go up, come down. Go up, come down. Then it could just be like this, film up, literally. I'm telling you, that could happen. It could just be like this, up, down, and then one big sweep, film all the way up. So you want to make sure that even if it does that, okay, it could be monitoring the trade, but if it does that, let it at least hit your because it could just be like this, what I said, up small, down small, up small, down small, film up and down immediately. Immediately, you might not even be able to catch it. But because you've put your take profit, once it goes up, it will just close automatically. Like, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty straightforward. And most importantly, setting your SL doesn't mean you don't believe in the trade, or doesn't mean you're planning to lose. It just means that you're trading with structure and not vibes. You're not just gambling. Now, a bonus tip: tight SL versus wide SL. A tight SL is smaller risk, but it's easier to hit. Right, so me actually prefer tight SLs because I like to know that, okay, I'm only risking small, even though yes, it might be easier to hit. I'm only risking small as compared to a wider SL. That is just my personal preference. Many other people prefer wider SLs, right? That's just my personal preference. The more you trade, you realize your own personal preference. But whatever, the point being is that a tight SL is a smaller risk, but it's easier to get hit. Then a wide SL, it gives you more room, but you might be risking more. Okay, so just know your style and adjust it based on 1, the pair you're trading, and 2, you yourself, your personal preference. Okay, for example, gold is more volatile and might need more space than other trades because it could literally do that thing I just showed you. You can also do that thing I just showed you towards the SL, not just TP. So you want to ensure that you just do what suits your style. Me, I will always prefer a tighter SL, right? That's just my personal preference. But you might be someone who prefers a wider SL. So if you've ever been scared of using SL or you forget to set your TP, it's okay. A lot of beginners go through this. Just remember, you must always be intentional, especially about putting the right numbers. Always check, okay, is my SL correctly what they gave me? Is my TP correctly what they gave me? And as a beginner, I would advise you, stick to TP1. The more you trade, the more skillful you become, the more you're advanced your technique. You'll be able to manipulate the market better. But as a complete newbie, stick to TP1, highest TP2. And if you're going to move to TP2, make sure you break even. I will show you how to break even. Now, let's keep going. In the next video, I'm going to explain to you the different... Now, let's keep going. Now, let's just do a quick recap on the entries, the type of entries we had. So, there, like I told you, there are like 3 different types of entries, right? But 2 big categories. One is the market execution, and 2 is at the limit orders. So, market execution, here you enter immediately at the current market price. This is useful in a fast-moving setup or in a re-entry setup. But if price has moved too far already, right, from the price that the person moved too far already from the point of where the person gave you that signal, the person that gave you the signal, from the point they intended, you might enter the trade late and then risk more. So always be careful with market execution, right? The ones that they give you the price are your best friends. But even if they don't give the price, even if they just say sell now or buy now, always just ask, can I still enter? Or you can ask, what was your entry price? Okay? So that people will tell you the range you can target entry. Now the second are limit orders. Here you place a trade to activate when price comes to a specific price. Okay? This will give you a cleaner, more precise entry, especially when you're told buy limit at, sell limit at. Now it is important if the signal says set a limit order. If they say this is a limit order, they don't add now. My dear, please don't rush into the market. Trust the structure. Just set the order and trust that it works. If it doesn't work, there's still going to be more signals, right? So don't rush, don't force trade, and don't rush the market. Then let's discuss something very important. What is a sniper entry? A sniper entry is when you enter at the exact level where market is expected to reverse or explode, usually a strong rejection zone or a key structure. You might not understand what this means until you watch the analysis videos, but basically this means that you have zero to low drawdown, meaning immediately you enter the trade, bam, you're in profit, straight to either TP or straight to massive profit, right? So a sniper entry is like immediately you enter that trade, the trade has gone straight to profit. That's the sniper entry. Like, it is so sweet. Like, it doesn't enter loss at any point. And this is what gives you the best possible entry ever. And this is what I'll be teaching you how to spot in the analysis videos. And it also makes your TP hit faster, like I said. It immediately just enters the trade, bam, straight to TP. That is a sniper entry. It is so sweet, fast money, like it is really nice. So even when you're copying a signal, you know, even when you're copying a signal, the goal is to enter where the market wants to move, but not just to chase the price, right? Sniper entries are so sweet. Honestly, don't worry. You might not understand this too deeply now, but as we go ahead, you definitely understand. Now, layering for safer entries. This is where you place multiple limit orders at different levels to what mitigate your risk and give you a higher profit, right? Now, to explain this, I'm going to tag in the Notion document one of the videos from my earlier 100k to 1 million challenge series that explains layering perfect. Actually, I'll put the 2 of them in there. Watch both of them carefully, take notes, because it's going to really explain how to layer a trade. Now, here are some benefits of layering. Number 1, you average into the move, right? You're not just rushing in, you're being smart about spreading out your risk. By the time you watch the video, you understand what I mean. 2, you reduce pressure on one single perfect entry and get to kind of build your own array of profits. By the time you watch the video, you understand what I mean. 3, you can still cancel some if the price doesn't react well, you will understand what I mean when you watch the analysis videos explaining this my precision strategy, right? But look, the only way for layering to favor you is when you manage your lot sizes and your total risk across all of your layers. Okay, if you're going to layer open multiple positions, look, don't be reckless. It's the same principle as any other thing. Know how much you are risking. Always know how much you are risking. The total risk, always know it by calculating the risk of all the trades that are open. Even if you like layer 100 trades and let it be let it be 0.5 or 0.05 cent loss on each trade, you have to find out how much all of it, the total is, so that you realize what you can actually do and make better decisions. Remember, layering is for safer entries and it is to mitigate your loss while giving you more profits. It is not to increase your loss. So if you want to layer like someone that doesn't have sense, I don't know what to tell you, but just watch the video, you understand what I mean. Okay, now this is why your entry matters a whole lot. If you enter too early in a trade, you may get stopped out too soon, right? Meaning you might like get kicked out of the trade before the move actually happens. Then if your entry is too late, you're increasing your risk and you're chasing price. You see that everybody has started hitting TP1 has hit, TP2 has hit. But because of FOMO, you feel like you're missing out. You now got enter a trade when TP1 and TP2 has hit. My dear, you are just chasing the market and you're not doing yourself a favor. And then if your entry is just anywhere, you're not really trading, you're guessing. So if at this point you've not watched that video on my 100, no, I'm going to drop another video explaining advanced trading techniques, copy and paste trading techniques. So also watch that. Watch that before you watch the 100k to 1 million challenge series. Okay, now your entry affects your SL, it affects your risk to reward, and it affects how fast you hit TP. Your emotions during the trade as well is affected by your entries. Late entries makes you more scared and more doubtful. So from now on, don't just think about which direction to trade. Think about where and how to enter. That is what makes a trader truly skilled, because it is not about catching every move. It is about entering the right ones at right level with the right risk. So let me give you a quick example, let me give you a quick example, okay? Let's delete this. Let's go back to let's say 5-minute time frame. Now, let's do two things. I'm going to open two different trades. The same TP, the same SL, but different entries, and the same lot size. And you'll tell me what you notice. Now, let's say you're giving a trade. This is the correct price. Let's say the entry price that was given in the signal is actually this price you're seeing here, 1.3533. Just imagine that the market is actually, already running. This market is around this price. So let us do this. Put a random SL, any random SL. Put a random TP, any random TP. Then we'll place. So just imagine that this trade is actually what is running now. Just imagine everything happening here is happening around this side. And the trade activates. Now, I'm going to put another trade, right? Same TP, same SL. Same TP, same SL. Now, obviously, showing buy limits. But just imagine in your head, use your imagination, and imagine that these two trades are active. And it is currently, the market price is currently around this area. Now, let me show you something. You see this first trade I placed? Look at how much I'm risking in this trade. $3.4 to make what? $8.30. Look at the second one. I'm risking $6.12 to make what? $5.64. But is it not the same lot size? Yes, it's the same lot size. Is it not the same entry? The same take profit? Yes, it is the same take profit. What is the difference? Is the entry. The entry is the difference. So now, how do you know a better entry? The closer your entry is to your SL, right? The closer your entry to your SL, the less money you're risking. The further away your entry is from your SL, the more money you're risking. That is why this person here, who is closer to the SL, is only risking $3, while this person who is further away from the SL is risking $6. So let's say the proper signal that was given was this first one here, where I was supposed to reach $3. But then maybe you missed the trade or anything or something. Let's just say something happened, you couldn't enter at that price. And when you came to the market, this was the price market was at. So you decided to enter, right? Instead of you to have lost only $3, you're now losing $6. Because of what? Because of FOMO. You're allowing the fear of missing out to hold you and make you do unfortunate things. And that way, you're risking more. And you're even making less money. Because not just risking less. Look, the less you risk, the more you make. The more you risk, right? This is a risk. The less you make. It's literally pretty straightforward. So that is why over here, they say your entry affects your SL distance. It affects your risk to reward ratio. It affects how fast you hit your TP, your emotions during the trade, right? So if your entry is too early, you may get stopped out. If your entry is too late, you're increasing your risk and you're chasing the price. If your entry is just anyway, you're not trading, you're gambling. But luckily, because you're copying and pasting signals, you have a point to reference to. Just make sure that you stick. Look, I'll advise you, it's even better to enter like be closer to the SL than to enter further from the SL. So let's just imagine they gave you a trade. Let's just say this one here was the initial trade that was given. But when you came to the market, you came to look at the chart. This was where the trade was showing. This particular trade was where the trade was showing. This one was the original one given. This was where the trade was showing. I would advise you, it's not bad. You can take it. If you're already not in the trade, you can still enter the trade. As long as the trade is still in loss for others, you will be in profit. As long as the trade is still in loss for others, you can still take the trade. But once the trade enters profits for others, right there, it's better to just wait for the next one. Okay? So the closer the entry is to the SL, the less you make. So they gave this original price. This is where you saw the market. You saw the market here and you entered. First, you make more money than the person who entered at the original price. Yes, right? But and you also be risking less. So honestly, just because of a trade is active doesn't mean you can't take it. It just depends on whether or not it is now in profit. If it's in profit, you cannot take it unless it is within the range of the entry price. Unless it's within the range of the entry price. Okay? Now let us keep going. Now, from now on, don't just think about which direction to trade. Think about where and how to enter, in the most wise way possible. By the time you watch the 100k to 1 million challenge videos, you understand what I mean by this. Because it is not about catching every move. It's about entering the right ones at the right level with the right risk. Okay? Now, when limit orders don't activate, let's say you set a buy limit or a sell limit, what do you do? Sometimes your limit order just doesn't activate. Why? Maybe price almost touched the level but reversed. It passed through it too quickly. You're risking too much. Your account can't even sustain the order, or your entry was too tight, right? What do? First of all, you wait and watch. You can still enter manually at market execution with the way I showed you, if the setup still makes sense, right? If it hasn't hit TP, you can still enter. And if it's in loss for others, you can still enter, right? If price has already moved too far, meaning it is close to TP, it has hit TP, or others are in massive profits, just let it go, right? Don't ever enter. In fact, you'll be more unfortunate to enter a late trade than to not enter the trade at all. There's always going to be another signal. There's always going to be another chance to make money. So don't chase the market. Don't let FOMO get a hold of you, okay? So if you don't understand what I just said now, just skip a little bit to the past, reverse it. How they say, not fast forward. Just use the 10 seconds to the reverse sign and then just watch it again. Anyways, let's move on. So the next step is mode 2, and this is where we start talking about forex terms you must understand and everything. So for now, let us end this video here, and I will see you in mode 2. Okay, bye.